So my hope for someone who would watch this film is for them to hear the story, one, and to know that Jesus is relatable to us as indigenous people.
He broke the fry bread into smaller pieces and gave them to us to give to the people.
Who is this man that was so compassionate that he would feed 5,000 people in such a miraculous way?
I will retell this story in a way that will relate to our native people.
Growing up on the Navajo reservation as a young person, I had a lot of questions just about purpose and about life and meaning. Through time, I just began to try to learn more about God or Creator, and then learning about Jesus, and then my own traditional ways of how we find meaning and how we relate to the Creator.
People of different cultures, even though they've learned English, many of them still maintain a way of thinking that came from their original tongues and their original languages. And they were taught to think in traditional ways. And so that thought process does come over to English somewhat. And so that's what we've tried to capture. But if you don't have a high regard for culture and the highest regard for Scripture, it's hard to do, because you'll either let the culture go or you let the Scripture go. That's why we had so many reviewers. And we had a consultant with 50 years experience reading every verse and asking questions, making sure that we'd conveyed the meaning of the Greek.
Yeah, so Nations, my wife and I started as college students when we were working with crew, and we noticed that there was hardly any outreach or even recognition of Native American people even on the college campus, but especially in ministry and people being reached out to. So having a video form, especially for our current world where media is so it's everywhere. So having a video like this can be a great way to introduce not only ourselves to a person we're talking to, but also in a way to show them, the story that has affected our lives so much.
He felt deeply for them, so he healed the ones who were sick. Creator Sets Free was concerned for them and wanted to give them some food.
The story is for everybody. It's not no one culture, not one people group, not one nation has a monopoly over Creator's story.
My hope for anyone who sees this film is that it will raise people's curiosity. For Native people, I want Native people to be curious about who Jesus is. Who is this man who could walk on water?